going on? Welcome to T-Box Talk, episode 28. My name is Andrew, and as always, joined today by Josh and Will. Today on the podcast, going to talk about the weekend, some golf stuff that I want to bring up, a little bit of football, some T-Box snacks. Going to do a Halloween segment because we are recording right before Halloween, so excited for Halloween. And then we're going to try to bring back the stand-up session if we have some time at the end. All right, let's get it going. Weekend roundup. I did absolutely nothing. So I set my computer up. I have a gaming PC.
This is by choice, by the way.
Oh, yeah, 100% by choice.
Because I called him to go play golf with me on the most beautiful day of the year. Literally, like, perfect fucking weather.
Yeah.
At Kirkbrae.
You talking about Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a private country club. The most perfect weather. Trees stunningly beautiful. Had absolutely nothing going on but his video games, and he refuted my offer, and he ended up just staying in for, 9 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours?
Yeah.
I think you've just dug yourself a hole with your golf right now, and you're afraid to dig yourself back out.
Yeah. So the issue is that I took like 2 hours on Friday night, like setting my PC back up, cleaning it all up, getting things updated, doing all this stuff. So like Saturday, I was just like, dude, I did all this work to set my PC back up. I want to just play it. And even though it was like 70 degrees and beautiful outside, probably the last warm day of the year, I was like, nah, I'm staying inside. So I played this game I have. It's a dumb game called 7 Days to Die. I played it for 9 straight hours, and no regrets. I had a great weekend.
God, you're such a funny, cute bastard.
I was chirping him about this on fucking Friday. He was telling me that he's going to spend all day inside on Saturday, and I'm like, do it on Sunday.
I stopped to think about it. It's my point. You know what I tell you? I'm so thankful for this platform. This platform is the greatest thing in the world because I have to bite my tongue on certain things. I actually, the other day, too, I had this moment in the car the other day. I got in, and wouldn't you know it, Colucci fucking hammers PMT. 2 hours into the fucking episode.
Again?
This time, he knew, like, we were able to pull from that previous experience, and he kind of like clicked with him a lot faster.
I switched off of it.
But here's the thing. Ready? I even asked him. I wasn't even like, hey, I won't listen to this, because I knew we were going to a Pats game. I kind of wanted to listen to PMT. It kind of made sense in that setting. So I asked him, can you explain to me what's going on? Because it's an hour and 17 minutes into the fucking episode.
No, it was like a 2.5 hour ep. I was already 2 hours in.
I think it was, if it was a 2 hour episode or 2.5, he was like at 150. There was 10 minutes left in the podcast, and he just hammers it on, blares it.
Yeah.
It's funny because he plays it at a volume that is beyond your ability to speak in the car.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Or think.
Like he's playing it loud enough that like I'm like what? Like, it's like when you would blast, like if you would blast Blink 182 or something, and like he's headbanging in the car. That's the type of volume he plays his podcasts at.
Oh yeah, big time. So. No, it's just, you know what? I like to feel like I'm inside the room. It's like
funny, man.
It's like when I watch Patriots games by myself at home, I put my TV on max volume, so it's like I'm in the stadium.
I can't. That gives me anxiety. That would give me fucking anxiety.
Oh, it's so loud. It's like unbelievably loud. But that's what I like to do. And so, yeah, the gaming all day inside thing was premeditated. I knew I was going to do it.
Shame.
I told Will about it. He was trying to encourage me to be more social and active, but I was like, no.
You have every right on a day of the year that's just horrible weather. Take today, for example.
Yeah.
I give you all the credit in the world to sit there for 9 hours and play video games, but it was 70 degrees, maybe a little colder. I think 65, 70.
It was the perfect fall day.
It was the perfect fall day. I mean, we've got a few of those so far this year. I mean, granted, it's been fucking raining a lot lately, but
yeah.
Come on, Colucci.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, after so many years of being Colucci's friend, there's some things you have to accept.
You just turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah, you do. And let me tell you something. I don't even get mad anymore because I'm actually starting to like it a little bit because it's just like he's such a weird fuck that it's amazing. Like, in a weird way, like, I kind of love the fact that on a beautiful sunny day, Colucci is going to refuse to go outside when I'm asking him to go play golf.
In that respect, I think it's better to be decisive than indecisive.
Yeah, because there's no
He knows
question.
what he wants. He knows what he wants to do, and he's gonna execute on his 9-hour cave day.
Way back when I was younger and like didn't want to like let anybody down, I would always come up with these excuses to not want to do things.
He did.
But at this point in my life, if I don't want to do something, I just say, "Nah, I'm good."
No, I respect
don't
that
want to
way
do it.
more than a fucking excuse.
Yeah, I do. Oh my God, that's the thing. You almost have to respect it because it's like he.
Some people will hit you with the "I'll get back to you." Like,
Yeah,
hey, let me see what I'm doing. No,
which
I'm
I
just like,
kind
I
of
knew I
appreciate.
didn't want to go and play. I was like, nope, playing video games.
I mean, you can admit that I don't really give you the kind of shit I used to give you for those things. You know, like if
Josh
he says
understands.
I
He's
get
like,
it.
Nope. Okay.
Now on that day, I'd say every other day, even in a summer day, whatever, I do think that was tough only because I feel bad for him because I know he was committed to doing it and like he has wanted to for a while. The only thing is, dude, that day it was
very nice.
It was the best day. It was like and he missed the last weekend we went to Kirkbrae and he missed
that
it.
day too.
So
yeah, but I mean, I missed that because I already had plans. So
no,
like,
I know. It's not even like that. I'm just saying like.
Are you throwing in the towel for golf season, Colucci?
No, not yet.
No,
I
gonna
don't
get out
mind.
there one
It's
more
been
time.
Pretty hot still, dude.
Yeah,
Last
I don't
night
mind playing golf in the cold.
No,
doesn't
I just
bother
didn't
me.
know if you were just done with like golf. That's it. It's
No,
I'm fucking done.
not yet.
Maybe Colucci's. You know what? That's funny too. Maybe I hit him up to golf. Maybe that was the issue. Is that I didn't.
No,
give him
I wasn't
something.
leaving that whole day.
Oh, really? No matter what.
You know what's funny? The only reason I had to leave my house that day, and I was pretty upset about it, because my mom was working a 12-hour shift. So I went down to let the dogs outside, and I opened up the door to the outside, and the whole handle of the door just came off.
Wow.
So I was like, son of a bitch. So I knew I had to go to the hardware store, get a new doorknob, go home, replace it. So that was the only reason I had to leave my house that day, and I was pissed.
That's pretty fucking funny.
But anybody else do anything of remote interest this weekend?
I mean, I played golf on Saturday too. It was fucking beautiful. The stars aligned.
I was actually pissed about that because I could have played with you because the shoot
Oh
got
right, you did play.
and that was the day that I wanted to play with him because I wasn't playing with you. And I should have played with you because the Lorna thing got canceled. So
I know. Hindsight 2020, but
Yeah.
no, it was great. We played Raceway over in Thompson, Connecticut, and like I said, the stars aligned. I had brought two guys that never played there before, and I had promised them all these things that like this is what the course has to offer because they were driving from West Hartford, so it was probably like an hour and a half, from Connecticut to Thompson, Connecticut. So basically Rhode Island. But yeah, the weather was fantastic. There was a drifting competition going on at the Speedway, which to most is probably a little annoying because you can literally hear it all over the course.
Oh, wow.
But I think it's a cool experience. Like I don't play there a ton, but it's I'd much rather there be a driving competition going on than there not like the track just be empty. So that was fun. The Bev cart had the cocktails on tap like I've talked about before, and the 13th shack was still open so I could mug the chili dog.
The pre-made
The pre-made strawberry lemonade and vodka drinks they do for like $5. They're 24 ounces.
Wow.
Such
That's
a
a
steal.
great deal.
Such a
Wait,
steal.
$5 for 24
24
ounces?
ounce pre-made. They make it. They have kegerators on the back of the
Did you
Bev
get
cart.
sick at all? Like
No,
too much
no.
sugar or anything like that?
No. I mean, we just had one, but the cart girl, we only saw her twice, so didn't really have many opportunities to re-up on the strawberry lem. But it was good. Had my chili cheese dog, which I know has caught some.
Can I tell you something? Sorry to interrupt. Last night, this is now like 4 nights in a row this has happened to me. I've been going through messages for whatever reason, like there was something I was trying to find, like, because I keep sending you guys stuff, and then like I end up just downloading it from the message board. And this is my third night in a row that I've come across the video of you staring the chili dog in the face and saying, "You better fix my life."
It's like that hot dog at the turn after shooting a 60 on the front.
Yeah.
It's like, you better fix my wedges. You better fix my driver.
But Will, I've laughed every time.
It's
like
so
I
good.
literally, like I was like in the heat of like China discussions last night, tired as fuck. And I just saw that and just started dying laughing because I don't know why. I just think you're getting more and more funny in front of the camera, and it's fucking great.
That was just a TikTok trend that I had been sitting on for like months. And I literally set a reminder on my phone like a week in advance. I was like, don't fucking forget to film this.
Damn.
Because Raceway's got the hot dog shack. Not a lot. I mean, I have it like Harrisville, for example. Like, there's not a lot of food at some courses, especially at this time of the year. They usually like start shutting down the amenities, the restaurants, the car girl, and everything. So
we need to get on those trends, dude. He's outdoing us a lot right now. He's like literally
He's the guy though. He's the TikTok
I just
guy.
like I mean, it's like the social media person comes into work and everyone's like, oh, fuck this dude. I don't want to be that guy, but I got to be that guy sometimes.
It's great.
No, be that guy. It's funny.
No, we are. I am full wind in your sails. Just fucking keep going, dude. It's just so fun.
We've got some gold coming up on OMADA Golf right now, so
Yeah.
if you're not following us already, head on over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Josh, anything for your weekend?
You know what's weird, dude, is I'm also kind of blanking on the weekend. I mean, I think it was, I know that this was, I mean, I had been traveling for like a month straight on and off, and I was beat. I've kind of been tired. I went to 5 cities in 10 days, I think.
Yeah, and this weekend's Hollow weekend anyway.
Yeah, so like last weekend I was like, you know, I hung out with my family a good deal. Oh, I did watch a bunch of stuff.
You can get into a few of them.
I mean, after watching Lord of the Rings, I've just been like, I've had a gaping hole that I need to fill.
So what'd you fill it with?
My dad and I watched 2 Hobbits, 8 hours worth of fucking Lord of the Rings content in one weekend. There are some new pieces of content that I watched, actually, that I'm pretty excited about, but I don't want to dive too deep into it.
And then me and you went to the Patriots game Monday night.
Yeah, boy, what a fucking experience that was, man.
Yeah, it was highest of highs to lowest of lows. So, like, if you didn't catch the game Monday night, it was the nationally broadcasted game, obviously Monday Night Football. Mac Jones returns, plays 3 drives, throws a terrible interception, which, if you've seen, I don't know if you're not.
I've heard the conspiracy that it hit the wire.
It does hit the wire.
Oh, it really does.
He's trying to throw the ball away. That's why it's such a bad play. Because, like, when you watch that play, like, what the fuck? Who's he even throwing at? He's trying to throw the ball out of bounds. It hits the wire, and it dies. And the rule on nationally broadcasted games,
brought back,
it's an
right?
automatic replay if they see that.
Oh, my God.
Nobody caught it. He got done dirty by that.
Holy shit, dude. The wire is
It fucked him.
I got to be honest with Colucci. He's coming back. I mean, there's no way.
No, he's going to start against the Jets, I believe.
100%.
But, and also, apparently, they were going to play 2 quarterbacks the whole time.
They probably were.
That's
that
what
makes sense.
Bill and Mac said, like, the plan was both of them were going to play.
I mean, they need to figure out who's got it, you know?
Yeah.
It's something that you can't do in practice. And honestly, like, to Mac Jones's point, I mean, I don't want to say he's lucky, but, like, he's kind of lucky the way that game played out.
Yeah.
Right? Because if Bailey Zappe had maintained that kind of steam that he had when he scored 2 touchdowns, well, I'm talking like it
was playoff atmosphere.
Whether you're a fan, whether you're like an active watcher of the Pats or not, this game, everyone in the stadium knew that it could be history because it was almost identical to the story of Tom Brady and how he came to be like what he was. Because when Mac Jones gets injured, Hoyer gets then in the very first game halfway through that Hoyer plays.
Oh yeah, Hoyer
got
had like
injured.
2 downs and then he was injured.
He got injured, and then so with Zappe coming in like that, and then fucking dominating 2 games in a row. When he came out, Mac Jones got booed off. I mean,
which was sad.
Sad. It was not. That was something that
we were not part of the booers. We were not part
absolutely
of the booers,
not. We were pissed about it because it was like, dude, you can't boo the home team under any circumstances.
I heard you guys had some jamokes sitting behind you. Were they booing him?
Yeah, the 4 kids sitting behind
they
us.
Were annoying the fuck out of
They
me.
were classic spoiled Patriots fans, drunk as fuck, like young assholes. But
yeah.
And we had 4 nice Bears fans in front of us. Those guys were cool.
They were nut. Yeah, they were better than the fucking Pats fans, man. All over the stadium. Though, when I went to go take a piss or something, like in the bathroom, dude, I've never been more shameful of being a Pats fan than I was then. I just couldn't believe
it gets toxic.
Yeah, like I couldn't believe. Especially, I was saying to Colucci, most of the people who are running through the bathroom screaming like "fuck the Pats" basically are these assholes in all camo boots. Like they're wearing camo fucking like swamp men that came out of their holes to watch this game and yell out fucking Bailey's out. Because I'm a Zappe. I do like Zappe. I've been saying that for a while. I think that Zappe is fucking special. There's something about him and the way he came out there that was dope. But man, I'll tell you, when Zappe came onto that field after dude, we went, it was like three down.
It was 3 3-and-outs and 1 bad interception from
But
Mac
they had
Jones.
also had multiple drives where they scored, like they got run over. Like it was actually, that's a lie. They only had 1.
They were down
and
10-0 when Bailey Zappe
10-0.
came in.
So, but when he came in, man, the first play, he just starts connecting with receivers.
Yeah, and then he throws off like a 35-yard touchdown to Jacoby Myers. I'm not kidding. Like, I've been to a fuckload of Patriots games. It erupted.
Dude.
Like, erupted.
And I've never in my life yelled and jumped up for joy as much as I did right there, because it was like, It was almost like a tale that you'd read in a fucking fairy tale. Like watching one player basically struggle and like he's failing the energy of the crowd and the crowd's not with him. And then all of a sudden they throw Zappe in and like the crowd just, and then he throws a fucking 30-yard touchdown to, you couldn't believe what was before your eyes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was great, and then it wasn't. The second half was a fucking disaster. Patriots defense, they got rolled. Zappe looked like shit. And now the issue is you might have just blew up Mac Jones's whole confidence.
I don't know that he did, though, after seeing that come out. I think with knowing that ball connected with that wire changes everything.
It could, yeah. But I just think the fact that he got booed by his home crowd, like, that's got to hurt.
That's kind of sad.
He's got to fucking, you know what, though? Honestly, he has to prove himself. And it's not, like, Patriots fans are spoiled little bitches, okay? So, like, at this point.
I'm a spoiled bitch.
I am. At this point, if you're not out there throwing zingers, if you're not out there throwing touchdowns, you will feel the wrath of he fucked every quarterback that will ever play for this team.
Correct.
Zappe's, I mean, he got fucked too because Zappe threw 2 interceptions at the end of the game.
And nobody gave him slack for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
you know what happened? Nobody, once we knew that
he equalized out. He threw the 2 touchdowns and the 2 interceptions. Yeah.
So
he shot even par.
Mac Jones is not fucked because if Zappe didn't throw those interceptions, Mac would be in trouble right now.
Yeah, I know. He wouldn't be the starter. But it went south. Mac Jones probably going to get the go against the Jets. But it was honestly a great time. I love going to Patriots games. It's like my favorite thing to do. I spend like all my money on tickets. And we tailgated with all our friends. It was an absolute blast.
Josh got a stomach ache.
Oh.
Dude, why is worse? So me and Josh are driving back after the game. It's like maybe 12:30 at night, and Josh looks at me in the car. He goes, dude, like I feel kind of good right now. Like I'm surprised. Like I thought I'd be feeling like shit after the game, and we get a text the next morning. I was up all night basically around my room.
A nuclear bomb went off in my stomach.
When we're talking about nuclear bombs, like I literally was on the verge of throwing up for like 4 straight hours.
Well, Colucci came in and said you drank beer, and I was like, I had to take a step back. I was like,
choice.
I don't think I've ever seen you drink beer.
No, I had no fucking choice, dude. It was bullshit. And it's like, dude, in the stadium, when Colucci and I were talking about this, they only serve beer everywhere.
Beer and seltzers. There's only like 1 or 2 spots that you can get hard liquor, but it's always mob scene.
And I also like, oh man, dude, it's such a problem with beer, right? Is like you drink, especially because I was drinking light beer. You're drinking beer, and then you fucking after some time passes, dude, the hunger is insane.
Yeah.
Like it makes, even if you're not
That's because it's like beer fills you. Beer is like kind of like a placebo where it like you feel filled up and bloated when you're drinking it, and then when you stop drinking it, you almost have an empty stomach because you've just been pounding liquid bread.
Yeah, right. I agree. And it like passes everything through faster. But dude, straight up, like I must have eaten 5 cinnamon rolls. I literally brought the Fan Farms bucket, and at the end of the night, dude, I don't know. That was one of the worst post game experiences I've ever had.
Well, because there's a big issue is when you go to a game like that, right? The game's like 4 hours long and you're drinking in the tailgate. If you get hungover during the game, it's a goddamn nightmare. So you have to keep a little bit in you to like not get hungover.
Yeah.
To be fair, and I wasn't trying to be drunk. Actually, I don't think I really ever felt drunk at any point in the night. That's the worst part. Is like the sickness I got was entirely food generated. Like it was food / like just the nature of beer. It fucking sucked. And honestly, the worst part is that when I came home at like, what, 1 o'clock?
I probably
12?
dropped you off at like 1. Yeah.
Yeah. I come home at 1 and my mom is up and she's in the mudroom waiting for my cousins who are coming in from Alabama. And I'm like, they have like a funeral, like a sudden death where they needed to come. And so they're staying with us. And then I go to sleep. I wake back up at like, it must have been 12 because I went to sleep for at least an hour and a half.
No, we left Kyle's at 12. I probably got you home at 12:45.
So I went to sleep. I wake back up around 2:30 or 2 whatever. And I think I'm going to throw up or I might need to do, you know what I mean? I might need to shit myself as well. But either way, all I know is that my cousins are in the other room and I'm debating that I don't want to wake my cousins up who I haven't seen in 4 years with a massive puke
Just
in my
blow
room.
out in the bathroom.
So I
Just sit on the
Josh,
bowl
okay in
and
there?
I was like debating throwing up off the balcony of my room. Out beyond. And then when I went in there to eventually like take a dump, I fucking had a towel. Like I had like a towel.
you were
like
trying to like sound suppress the bowl. I mean, you're not. You ever like sit on the toilet and you like feel like you got a big poop, but it's just a massive fart, and it's like it echoes off the toilet like louder than a 747.
So embarrassing.
No, I feel that.
They haven't seen me in 4 years, and all they're gonna hear is, "Whoa!" So I was like, "Oh, it's just a funny thing that happened." But also, dude, I was in the most pain of my life. I felt like I was dying.
All worth it. It was a great day, and we're gonna get into some golf stuff right now. So it's funny you mentioned your cousins. So your cousins were in here yesterday, and we were talking about something that I actually already planned that I wanted to talk about on the podcast, and that's Topgolf, because Topgolf is coming to Cranston, Rhode Island, which I'm pretty excited about.
Cranston.
And so, like, what do you guys think the state of Topgolf is right now, and how important is it to the game of golf, in your opinion?
I'm gonna kind of put out an unpopular opinion, but I've been to Topgolf once and I didn't like it.
Really? What didn't you like about it?
The fact that it's just, I think it's pricey. It's just a big glorified driving range. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's not to say that I would never go again. I think it's having Topgolf in Cranston 15 minutes down the road will definitely coerce me to go again. But like I said, I wasn't blown away the first time I went there.
So I don't think you can look at Topgolf as a driving range, though. I think Topgolf is more of an event. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't go to Topgolf to practice golf. I think you go to Topgolf to have fun.
Oh, certainly. I wouldn't go to Topgolf to practice. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, right? Because the balls are not real balls. They actually are designed so that they don't go as far as real balls. Because if they did go as far as real balls, you'd be hitting it out of the fucking place all the time.
It's kind of like my floater balls.
Yeah, the balls are. I don't remember what they're. If they're
They
hollow.
might just have like a very small hollow core.
Yeah,
that's what the floater
they're
balls
muted.
have.
They want a muted result. You can't. I mean, that's how they're designed.
I think it's probably a cool date spot or like a group if you're going with a big group or something, or maybe like a work event. Like,
have you ever gone bowling before?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I'm just asking because have you ever gone as a 21-year-old?
Bowling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Marissa and I go down to Langs all the time.
Yeah,
okay.
I actually think golf
So here's my
I think
thing.
bowling is better.
Yeah.
I like bowling.
The trick is
as a
that
21
the way to think about it is like when you go bowling, nobody goes bowling. Like, all right, maybe not nobody because there's,
there's leagues, yeah.
There's the guy out there who's like the Pete Weber, who
bringing
you
his
think,
own ball.
Yeah, who you think you are, I am. Like there's those guys. But if you actually think about what bowling is, it's really a social gathering place. And I think Topgolf, what I love about Topgolf is that for me as a golfer, especially with what we do, right? So much of our day is consumed with the discussion of golf products, golf content, creating, crafting, whatever, playing. And the thing is, for me, is when I go to Topgolf, I don't really get the vibe of golf. It's more of like I get the vibe of a bowling alley intertwined with a driving range. And even when I go to driving ranges, like I don't really go to driving ranges to practice. Because unless it's a driving range where the mat isn't that shitball mat.
Oh, yeah, fuck that. It's just a recipe for breaking clubs.
Yeah. So if you like drink, because dude, some of the food at Topgolf is really good. Like they do those donuts that are filled with custard.
Things, yeah.
And they do, the drink. They're doing drinks. They're doing everything. Like to me, it's a good way to be outside and also get that experience of bowling alley. Like when you're in a bowling alley, it's like a dark, kind of fucking dingy. Most places are very dark, like intentionally dark, and you can't see anything. And even if you can, it's just like blank walls all around and whatnot.
Well, that's a type of bowling alley.
Depends. Yeah.
No,
I know. But I'm just
some really sick.
I think what I like about Topgolf is it's actually outside. It still gets you outside. You have heated bays. It's very nice. The quality of the chairs is all great and stuff. And the games, honestly, are fucking fun. I mean,
I've never played any of the games.
You gotta go
they're
with
so
the right
fun.
crowd. I've been to Topgolf in Vegas. I've been in a number of different places in Orlando. I've been in North Carolina. The reality is that if you're with a good crew, when we went there, we stayed there for like, we ended up doing that over like half the things.
Yeah, so we were only supposed to go for like a 1 hour set.
Yeah.
And then we ended up re-upping the time 4 different times. So we were there for like over 4.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And,
Well, you guys had a pretty solid group, right?
That's
it
the
was
thing.
4 of us, and it was
So
a
you could
great
split
time.
you could split the cost and
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still spent I mean, you're right, but
Spent
it's
a
like
pretty
it's the
penny.
equivalent of if you go to a restaurant, you know, like what are you going to spend if you get 5 drinks at a restaurant and you get, you know, a bunch of food? It's like it's going to be like 120
Right.
or whatever
100
dollar
head
bill.
at least, yeah.
So the golf is the cheap part. I mean, the golf I think a head was like $10.
So what you do is it's $40 per session, I think. And
And that's an hour.
Yeah, so what we did was
4 people,
we
$10 each.
Paid for a session.
We each paid for a session.
Which
That's
is
how
like
we did
really,
it.
it's a lot, and then it's not. I mean, if you play for 4 hours, it's $40. For
I
the
also
golf.
It's
think
funny
you
'cause
get
it's
a
like the-
discounted rate every time you go forward. So I think your initial session is more expensive than every time
I
you
think
do
you're right
it.
on
I
that.
think it's
do think
cheaper.
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, just to Josh's point, like I think golf is just the activity to do while you eat and drink there with your friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's the same thing with bowling. Like I'm not a professional bowler. I wouldn't even consider myself an avid bowler, but
I
it's just
can't
something to do while you eat and drink. You know, it's an activity.
Yeah, I can't even bowl 100 right now. So
I mean, here's the thing too. Like, you have to look at, especially as a golf company or an aspiring golf company, you got to think that sport is driving. Like I said, when I went to that Roth conference, they said the CEO, I'm pretty sure it was the CEO of Callaway. Maybe it was an executive. I'm not sure, but
well, because if you don't know, Callaway owns Topgolf now.
correct. But they said that there were more golfers who played at Topgolf in a year's time than there were golfers on golf courses. That's an astounding statistic. And it's good because if you play Topgolf, that is your entrance. You don't have to buy clubs. You don't have to do, you know what I mean? You just go in, it's a game setting. That is like sort of the entry level into golf. It's not like bowling where there's nowhere else to go with it. It's like if you go to Topgolf and like it, you know, the odds of you going to play a real round of golf increase tenfold, you know?
True. I guess I think I sent it to you guys a while ago, but the Topgolf thing that I want to do is the one. Well, I think it's over now, but they set it up at Fenway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's only a limited time.
Yeah, it was. I
don't
think
get
it's
it, though.
beginning in November or something like that.
I kept
maybe.
seeing that, Will, and I still don't fully understand it.
They set up like bays there, and then you hit out into the field.
Right, but
Yeah.
like how much? What are we talking about?
You
I mean,
hit,
it's
like-
not the true Topgolf experience.
No, right.
But it'd be cool to fucking whack balls off like the Green Monster or some shit.
It
I don't know
would.
where they set the mats up.
I think they set the mats up on the third base line, like in the concession area.
Don't you have to
and
be
hit
invited to
through.
that, by the way?
No, you just have to. It's just like a limited thing, like Colucci said. Like it's just
It's
like,
like an
first come,
event.
first serve. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's gonna ruin the field. If-
dude, I just kept
all the
thinking though,
balls
like
hit the
what,
field.
like if you're hitting from the wall, and where like
I've seen like pictures from when they did it at like where do the Mets play?
City Field.
Yeah, so they did it at City Field, and they were hitting from pretty far up.
Yes, you hit from like where the concession stands are, and you hit through the bleachers. I think like through like over
Yeah.
the stands onto the field.
but like what are you hitting? You know, like a pitching wedge,
yeah, I mean, because if you think about
100
it,
yards
from
maybe?
home
I mean,
plate,
well, yeah. What's home plate to?
home plate to the right to the center field wall is only 400 feet at most stadiums. That's,
So it's like 125 yards.
yeah. So that's like.
But
a
if
pitching
you're back in the stands, that could add probably another 50 yards. So
Yeah.
you're looking at like anywhere from a pitching wedge to probably like a 5-iron maybe.
yeah.
A 5-iron.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 170 to 200 yards out, depending on where the
Remember though,
I
that
doubt you can hit drive or anything.
remember
No,
that
they
you're,
won't let you.
you're elevated. So if you're 178 yards out, but you're like, you know, whatever, 75, 100 feet up in the stadium, you can't hit a 5-iron.
I'd be curious to see. I'd love to check it out if we can find a way to get into that. I'd love to get in there and check that out.
I
and
mean,
see what
that
it's
shit's
like.
fucking long gone right now. You'd probably have to wait till next spring.
Yeah, I think it's like very limited. And I actually I don't mean to shift really quickly here, but speaking of Boston, I saw that Putt Shack opened.
Did
Yeah.
it officially open yet?
It officially opened, and everything I saw on TikTok about it was just shitting all over it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
I saw that the holes are literally like the size of this table.
I knew that was going
There's
to happen.
there's
dude.
3 courses. It's 3 floors. They're all the same course on each floor. So there's no differentiating between if you want to play on the 3rd floor or the 1st floor. I also heard that, and maybe this is just because it's like a new establishment and they're still getting, you know, the rug under them, but I heard that these people that I watched the video, they ordered drinks on the 1st hole and they didn't get the drinks until the 9th hole when they were literally
Oh.
finished. And it was not an exaggeration either.
Oh.
So the inside looks cool, but like I heard there's a lot of dead space, like the bar area and stuff, and like people were like just concerned, like why the hell wouldn't they just make the holes longer versus like have all this dead space for like gatherings or events or.
That's exactly how I felt about Monster Mini Golf. Was like I just remember seeing it and going like they're never gonna make it with those holes, man. It's got to be cool holes. If you're gonna build, that's like the hardest part, right? Is like when you go to like a mini golf course, there's elevation, you're going through tunnels, you need to go above and beyond and how you build the course out. And the drink thing is interesting because how long does it take to mini golf?
Well, I'm assuming on these, like I literally saw like how close the holes were together and how long they were. And it probably like, if there was no one in front of you, you could probably play it in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was like, but like even a normal, like a full size mini golf course, I was thinking like it typically takes for 18 holes, like what, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah,
maybe?
we had like a mini golf tournament out in the Cape one year. We played like 3 different courses. I think the biggest course we played, there were 6 of us. It took like an hour.
Yeah, it's a short activity.
And that's with people in front of you and shit.
So it doesn't really make like darts, right? You can play darts forever, but you can't. That mini golf thing, I was skeptical because I know businesses have tried to do that before, and it's just not enough. There's like it's just that's
sad.
It is sad because I saw the video pop up and I'm like, sick. It opened. I think it opened on the 18th.
Yeah. So maybe it was just a soft launch though. Maybe they'll get better. I don't know, but I'll have to check it out for myself. But there's another one that just opened in Boston where it's ping pong. It's a ping pong bar. And it's really popular right now. I don't know what it's called, but it's super popular.
The problem with ping pong is that
these activity bars are taking over the world right
now. You know what my problem is with ping pong, though, right?
You're going to get into it?
I'm going to, not just into it, I'm going to start fucking sweating like a pig.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when I get too into it, it's me running back and forth like real tennis, fucking diving for hits. And then all of a sudden I look up and like I look in the mirror. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know how to not be competitive.
They better have some fucking showers at that place.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and not to mention you're drinking, so you're also like you're already your temperature's already your hot face in that place, and you're just fucking I don't know.
And then one more golf thing: Jonah Hill set to play John Daly in the John Daly biopic. I think that's gonna be really funny. Actually.
Yeah, we did skip over that last week, but I'm really excited for that. I mean, I forget who I told, and they were just asking me if if I thought that was going to be like the right bid to play John Daly. But then I thought like who else would play John Daly? So,
I don't know. Seth Rogen maybe but that's like the only one or Danny McBride. I think Danny McBride.
Danny McBride potentially.
Problem with Danny McBride is I don't know that he really looks like him much. Like I don't really think he looks like
I don't know that John Daly does either.
Like, I'm going to guess that with a little bit of fucking Hollywood makeup magic, they're going to actually make Jonah Hill look like John Daly.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I also don't think he has the body weight for it, Danny McBride. Like, fuck, Jonah Hill's skinny now.
So. No, but he's probably going to gain a bunch of weight for the role.
I don't know if he needs to, though. Like, he might just need to build a gut into him a little bit.
They might do like a prosthetic gut or something.
I'll tell you what though, man, prosthetic that facial
look really
weight
bad.
Looks horrible.
Yeah.
Like when you do like a double chin onto somebody that doesn't really have one, you know what I mean? Like
all I can think of is like Fat Bastard from Austin Powers and how like faked that body fat was.
Yeah, exactly. But like
that's still funny. I'm sorry.
No, he was digressing. That fit though, like it fit. Even though
the whole style of that movie is to be like a bad movie. It's like a satirical movie. So
right.
Like,
but that's immediately what pops in my head when Josh uses that as an example.
I'm excited for that. I really feel like golf content has just touched the surface because for so long it's just been a bunch of boring old men playing the game. Mm-hmm. And I think this new generation of golfers is so exciting and so excited to be playing. And like, they're coming out with, I think it's got to be right around the corner, probably in the next like 3 to 5 months. They're coming out with that Netflix.
It's like the F1 series.
Yeah, the F1 series, but for Netflix.
But
and
for
I
golf,
can't imagine what that's going to have. Dude, because you got to think, when they were filming that, this whole season has been the live golf season.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be like,
it's going to be some juicy stuff in there. Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for it. I think, especially because I feel like, you got to learn by now that like, I don't know how people haven't learned this. Maybe they have, but golf for a long time didn't have this. you have to create drama between the players. You have to create villains and good guys in order to really drive home the engagement that you're looking to get from non-golfers. Because like, how many non-golfers are bought into the Live and PGA Tour drama? And like when Brooks and Bryson were, dude, I saw that picture again the other day of Bryson kissing Brooks kissing Bryson on the cheek. Or no, it was Bryson kissing Brooks on the cheek. That meme or whatever, and it's the funniest video. Like, it's literally amazing, dude.
Yeah, like when you build drama and it becomes that, people who don't care about golf will get invested just to read about it and watch like clips, and that's what makes it fun, you know.
Dude, I've had so much fun with golf this year. Like, I've never had that much fun, I think, with like professional.
It's like
golf.
the WWE. The WWE just like creates these stories and drama, and it's, even though it's like all staged and an act, people are interested because people love drama. It's what it's all about. You know, the UFC right now, like, they just create drama and stories, and they make guys hate each other, then they fight, and then it's over. And then, like, they're like buddy-buddy. But, like, the lead up to it is very fun and exciting. But that's going to wrap up the golf segment for this week. We're going to get into a couple food-related things. First one, T-Box snacks. So after the game, Josh had these awesome desserts from the family farm that they have recently acquired. And it kind of got me thinking, like, I had the cinnamon bun, and it was fucking gorgeous. But it like made me think, what is your guys's, if you had to pick like 2 go-to desserts, what's your go-to desserts? For me, I got triple layer chocolate cake, and cinnamon bun's great, but like a cannoli as an Italian, like.
Andrew, I've never seen you eat a cannoli.
I'd love to see you eat a cannoli. That'd be pretty funny.
I love cannolis. I have cannolis
I'm not saying you don't love them. I'm saying that I've never seen you order a cannoli in my entire life.
Because I don't get dessert anymore. I don't get dessert anymore.
Andrew, I've seen you get plenty of desserts in my life.
Because if I see a triple layer chocolate cake, I get that first. It's freaking good.
Oh, my God.
All right, so what do you have to offer? What's your go-to dessert?
My go-to number one, beyond all desserts, is 100% bread pudding.
Apple bread pudding, yeah.
No, not apple bread pudding. Just typically like a bread pudding that's hot, served with like a caramel sauce and whatnot.
And ice cream?
I don't even need the ice cream. Just like bread pudding in general, I'm a fucking sucker for.
Yeah,
such a
really
sucker
good.
for it, dude.
What about you, Beg? What's your go-to dessert if you had to choose one?
I don't really eat a lot of sweets, believe it or not. You know what I do really like, though? I love a cold Reese's cup that's been sitting in the fridge for like 2 weeks.
Fridge or freezer?
Fridge.
I'm a fridge
freezer's
guy.
too
Fridge guy.
Freezer would be too hard to be sucking on a hockey puck, but
I kind of enjoy that though. I used to
you like breaking your teeth.
Kind of, yeah. When I was younger, I would after Halloween, I would throw all my Snickers bars in the freezer.
Yeah,
and I would just take them out and literally gnaw on them like dog treats,
dude, Raceway. She had fucking cold Snickers in the cooler for $1.
Oh,
did you get the crunch like that?
Oh, it was so good. We all just, I literally I was like, no, I don't want one. And then she left and I chased her down so I can get another one. It was so fucking good.
They're like, when you freeze a Snickers for whatever, and it's only Snickers. Like I wouldn't do it for, and there's no other candy that I would do it for.
No, fuck a Milky Way. Snickers only.
Milky Way.
Well, she had frozen Milky Ways, too.
Milky Ways are the ones that have caramel in them, right?
I don't know. I think it has nougat in it, too.
I think they're all kind of similar.
Snickers has peanuts in it, like real peanuts. That's like the grab there
Milky
for
Ways are fire. You know what I was thinking I don't
Twix
like?
bar.
Three Musketeers.
Oh, fuck. That's all nougat. That's all nougat.
I hate nougat.
I do like a Twix, though.
I like a Twix.
I will
Twix
accept
is
no
unreal.
Twix.
Twix is
I think
when that came out, revolutionary.
Yeah, put that in the fridge. Holy fuck, dude.
I don't need it in the fridge. I like a nice warm melt in my mouth.
It's true, because it does get a little hard with the cookie inside.
The thing is, you have to remember that the reason why the Snickers does so well is because when caramel freezes, it hardens. With a Twix, there's nothing in there but there's such a small layer of caramel.
Yeah, it's basically all cookie.
It's cookie and it's chocolate. So it's like the caramel almost becomes like the consistency's off because there's like you eat the cookie and the cookie chews, but you break down the cookie before you break down the caramel.
I'm not gonna lie, I've almost choked on a few Twix bars because I put them in the fridge and then the caramel gets like stuck in my throat.
Oh yeah,
it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Yeah, we're kind of blending the two segments here together with T-Box snacks and Halloween. But like, Will, you got anything for T-Box snacks that you want to get off?
Like unrelated to desserts.
Yeah, whatever you want.
I do want to share a dish with you that I had in Mexico because
Okay.
I've literally had it in my notes now since I got back.
This is why I want to do this. I want to hear this.
So it's called cucumber carpaccio, and I'm pretty sure carpaccio can be applied. Like you could do like what's the word I'm looking for? All right, you could do it with a number of things. Like I've seen it. They did it with cucumber. We were in Mexico. I think you can do it with other vegetables and shit. Regardless, it's not something you eat out on the golf course, but whatever. It's a snack. So I had it for the first time at the wedding rehearsal dinner, and I ended up going back later that week on Sunday, and I ordered 4 more packs of it. Actually, no, 4, not 4, 2. So I ate 2 more servings of it, and it's literally just thinly sliced cucumber laid out on a plate, almost like nachos, covered with olive oil, feta cheese, and bacon.
Oh, fuck.
And it's so thinly sliced, and you just eat it with a fork. And, dude, it is like the most kind of sweet, savory, like vegetable dish I've ever had in my entire life. And I've been meaning to make it since I got back.
You could easily make that, too.
Yeah, it's just fucking cucumber with some toppings. That's it.
That's beautiful.
So
that sounds amazing. Although I don't eat bacon, but it does sound good.
I guess you wouldn't have to. You don't have to put the bacon on it, but
yeah,
just the combo. I love cucumber in general, so that was a home run for me. But
That's cool.
I've been holding on to that one for
That's
a while.
That's a great little unique thing.
It is, and I don't think that's like traditional Spanish or Mexican food. I think it was just whatever the restaurant had. We had a prefix menu, but it was a fantastic dish.
That's cool. I like
yeah,
that.
There's not much can go wrong with that dish, you know? Like, there's nothing there that's, like, going to get you sick or something.
No, just cucumbers and a few fucking toppings, yeah.
Josh, you got anything unique that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've broken the stratosphere. I've broken the stratosphere as far as cooking chicken. And it's a little tip that I've been using, and I've had people try my food, try a panini that I made with this chicken. And people don't understand how. And the way I cook the chicken, when you cook chicken, right, when you you prepare it, you put your seasoning on it, whatever you do, and then you put it, you fry it in a pan or you grill it, right? Well, the trick is that think about when you put that chicken with whatever it has on into a hot pan of with a little bit of olive oil or whatever, right? All the seasoning on it takes the brunt of the heat. And oftentimes it falls into the pan. It kind of just gets all over the place, and it sort of falls off the chicken. And the chicken ends up just sort of being this sort of one little, there's no layer. There's no, you're burning a chicken breast basically, and it doesn't taste that great. But what you do is, if you take it all, you season it before, you put a little olive oil on it, and then you add seasoning to it. And you take the chicken, you can flatten a little bit if you like cutlet style. Take the chicken and you don't do any egg wash, nothing like that. You take a little plate of flour and you just put one little coating of flour on it. Like you just basically put it in the flour with all the seasoning, remember, is on the inside. When you fry it, and you don't have to deep fry it, it's just pan fry with a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil, whatever you want. When you fry it, it doesn't come out, it's nowhere near as thick as breaded or
deep fried?
No, what do they do?
It's panko or breadcrumbs?
No, that's breaded, but
like chicken parm?
No, the battered. It's not like when you eat battered fried chicken or battered fried fish. There's a layer of fucking it's
straight
thick.
batter,
and that batter absorbs the oil, which is why it gets so heavy. But when you do this one little thin layer of flour and you fry it, it comes out. You get a crisp on the chicken. The chicken itself doesn't get burned because there's an outer layer that takes the majority of the heat. It solidifies a crust around the edges and holds in all of that seasoning and flavor and juice inside the chicken. Dude, I cut it up and I put it on just like some bread with American cheese and a little bit of chipotle aioli or something like that, and put it in my panini maker. If you do this, you will thank me for the rest of your life.
Oh, I'm shaking my head yes over here.
I saw a lot
because it's exactly how I cook my pork chops.
Really?
Yeah. So I trim and tenderize the pork chops so they're slightly thin because pork chops are kind of a tough meat.
Yeah.
Chicken's a lot easier to tenderize, and it's just quick toss in flour and then into a pan with oil. Yeah. And it just creates a nice little thin crust around the outside, little golden brown thin.
Are you
crust.
doing the Are you doing like oil?
I usually put
seasoning before or after.
I usually put lemon pepper and salt and pepper in with the flour, and then I coat the pork chops.
Try doing, like, it sounds weird, but try doing the seasoning like all prepped before in a bowl with a little bit of oil whatever, so it sticks on there. And like put it in, mix it all up, and then put it in the flour instead of seasoning the flour. Because I used to do that. I
only reason I started doing that is because apparently you're supposed to, like, they always, like when I was cooking at a restaurant, we always had to pat the pork dry so that the flour would stick. Right. So that's why I don't pre-season the meat before I put it in the flour, because the meat will be wet, and then if I pat it dry, I'll take all the seasoning I just put on it off. But I will take that note and I will try it.
Yeah, do it. Because it works. I know, and I agree with you that it's like something that I've never really seen done before. Because it's dry seasoning mixed with oil before, so like it is wet, but the oil does really well of pulling the flour up and holding it on the chicken.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be good. Try it.
The reason I don't chime in too much, I don't cook for myself.
Unless it's a cheese sandwich or a baked potato sandwich.
Cheese sandwich or baked potato sandwich. I dump all my money to takeout food. I gotta change. You know what? I'm going to the market today. I'm buying some.
You said that last week.
I
probably
did say
spend
that.
You did say that.
Did you really?
Yeah, he literally said that to me directly to me. He's like, I'm going to the grocery store. I'm getting groceries, and I'm gonna be good now. I'm gonna cook my own food.
I'm gonna be good now. You know what's funny? He didn't cook when we were at school either, and he didn't have his mom cooking for him.
No.
You know
I cooked at school all the time. I know
my
you
mom
did.
doesn't cook for me anymore. She's too tired.
Oh, you're saying you just buy your food?
I just fucking all takeout, baby.
Oh man, that's unreal.
I would be broke. I'd be just fucking.
Yeah,
flat.
no, Will.
I would be
Like,
flat
trust me when I
fucking
say
broke.
he's probably spending half of his fucking paycheck on that. Like he's.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
Every night, it's like every morning, Kluchi comes in. And he's like, "Oh man, I had a DoorDash nightmare last night. I ordered food at 11 and then fell asleep." No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of DoorDash night. If you order enough DoorDash, you get DoorDash nightmares, man.
Well, if you order enough DoorDash past fucking 2 a.m., then yeah, you have DoorDash nightmares. Yeah. When the restaurant, the people working at the restaurants are like falling asleep in the fry-later. Like, yeah, you get some nightmares.
And here comes an $81 Wendy's order from Andrew Colucci.
I feel bad, but I'm paying good money for it.
An $81 fucking Wendy's order. Colucci bought one of everything on the menu of this person who's falling asleep behind the fucking fry-later.
One person working.
Yeah, and nowhere.
Poor soul.
It's 2 a.m. They're about to close up shop, and they get a fucking $270 order from Colucci.
The receipt prints out of the thing. They're just like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
There'll probably be some late night ordering this weekend because it is Halloween weekend. That brings us to one of our final segments, Halloween. I want to do a little Halloween segment here, talk about maybe some favorite Halloween traditions as a kid or costumes, and I'll get us started here. I went through 2 phases as a kid in Halloween. I used to do big Star Wars, so I would always, dress up as like Anakin or Obi-Wan. You get like the plastic string mask of the character and the robe and get the lightsaber, and like that was my shit. I used to do that like several years running as a kid. But then I came to a phase where I wanted to find the most horrific, scary mask ever and wear it all night. And I used to do that too, and it was awesome. But I was wondering, like, what was your like go-to Halloween costumes as kids?
I mean, I don't think I went out for Halloween past like the ages of 10 or 12, but my favorite costume was, you guys remember the movie Hellboy?
Yeah.
2004.
That's one of my favorite movies.
It was one of my favorite movies, so I convinced my parents to buy me like this legit ass Hellboy costume, and I think I wore it for like 3 years in a row. And the best part about it was, I really loved the movie.
What age were you watching Hellboy at,
Well,
dude?
if it came out in 2004, I was 9. So 9.
Dude,
9
that's a pretty young age to watch Hellboy.
Well, I didn't get to watch a lot of fucked up movies when I was younger, but that one was parental approved.
That movie's scary as fuck. If you don't know, like if you watch Hellboy at 9 years old, I feel like that's pretty scary.
I don't know. I liked it. And I was never a mask kid when I was younger because they just made my face just sweat. Oh, and I would eventually just take it off.
I'll have
so the Hellboy, you just attach the horns, and that was like, yeah, like I got a trench coat.
Did you paint yourself red?
I think maybe the first year, and I think after that,
that would have been electric if you painted yourself red.
Yeah, it was just a badass looking costume too. It was like a big tan trench coat, and it was leather, and I was like 9 years old walking around with that. I felt like a badass.
Yeah.
Do you remember, were you with me that one, to his point with the heavy mask, were you with me that year where we went fucking trick-or-treating and I wore the mask the latex mask of the skeleton and I passed out in it?
No, but because I always had to do trick or treating with my cousins, so I never really got to trick or treat with my friends. So I kind of missed that.
I had a year where I was just walking through the street with this latex skeleton mask. It was a horrifying mask.
Was it legit? Like, was
oh
it
my
sick?
God, yes, it was unreal. It was very scary. But it was all latex, and I didn't know that at the time. And when I went out wearing it, I literally fucking passed out.
Yeah.
I literally in the middle of the road just like fucking went down. Like I didn't fall down. It was like, you ever have those nightmares where like you're like someone's running, like you're something's happening to you or you're being pulled back and your friends or family are like,
and you can't yell out.
And they're walking away from you.
Yeah.
I had that happen to me. Like everyone I was with didn't see me fucking go down, and I have a mask on, so they don't even know really like who. It's dark out, you know what I mean? And everybody's like going, and I like literally I was crawling on the ground towards my like parents, I think, like or friends or family, and I was trying to yell out, but I was like my breathing was so fucked because of this mask, and I literally went down and just passed out, and I woke up just like I think my parents like holding me up or something. It's pretty fucked.
I remember there was always that like moment as a little kid when you and the family would go to like the Halloween store to get your costumes for that year. And it was the most stressful like hour of my life because I'd be like, I didn't know what to get and I don't know which one to wear. And then like at the time, like me and my dad used to watch like horrific scary movies together, and I was like a wee little lad. So like
a wee little lad.
So at one point I made a switch. You know, I went from like the Star Wars and the dinosaur stuff to I wanted horrific scary masks, and I never like I would just sit there in front of the wall of scary masks and like not know which one to get. And every time I got one, I'd get home, I'd be like, I should have got the other one.
Right.
Yeah. But I used to get like the full head ones that went all the way around and like you couldn't see any part of you. Like that was my favorite.
My dad, when we were growing up, he actually told me this story on Saturday when we were at Raceway. I don't really remember this story that much, but when we were growing up, the whole month of October, my dad would take his pair of overalls that he would wear in the yard and he'd stuff them with leaves, and then he'd put like a pumpkin head on it and he'd leave it on the front doorstep for 30 days straight. And then on Halloween, he would take all the leaves out and he would get in the Halloween suit. And every time my sister's friend showed up at the door, he'd scare the fucking shit out of him.
That's a crazy plan, but I love that. That's
yeah,
Halloween
it's true.
right
Yeah,
there.
he's big into Halloween. My parents went hard for like a lot of our childhood, which was awesome.
You know what's sad? I've never gotten trick-or-treaters at my house because where I live like off of a main road, like up a hill, like in the woods. So no trick-or-treaters come to my house. So I never got the joy of passing out candy on Halloween.
Your house, your street / specifically your house is the house that everyone avoids because they're like, wait a second, we're having fun on Halloween. That's a fucking real haunted house.
Yeah, it is. And
Kaluji house is on the top of a hill, and there's a bunch of trees in front of it, and it looks like there's a dungeon in the back.
It's a long ass. Do you have a long driveway?
Yeah,
Well,
and you
okay,
can't see the
help.
house. You can't see the house from the street.
I
It's
don't know.
behind
I
trees.
don't know how people live in like off the beaten path like that. It scares the like.
It's
Actually, I
scary.
say that now. My house is kind of the same way, and it's like it's horrifying, dude. I much prefer, I think, being in like a crowded neighborhood. You know?
Yeah, I just live on a main road. Well, it's not a main road, but it's like a very fast street with no sidewalks, and like it's very dangerous to walk on and stuff. So I never get trick-or-treaters, except for a couple years. Like we would go to your house to like throw a Halloween party or something, and I would get to pass out the candy to the kids because I never got to do that. So it was always kind of sad.
Yeah, that is fun actually. That I get a lot of joy. My house, if we put up a sign, we should put up a sign actually before I feel like the fact. But I love getting kids coming through, and we're king size only.
Yeah.
We're not chumps. Okay.
Yeah, there was a
King
couple of
size only.
families. I grew up on a dead end. So there was neighborhoods of kids that would drive to our street and walk up and down our street because there was a couple of families that handed out king size bars.
As a kid, you always mapped out the houses. Like
You guys-
knew where to go.
I'm sure you guys we had the neighbor that handed out the healthy snacks.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh.
Our neighbor used to hand out Capri Suns and Nature Valley bars. And when you're 10 years old, you just fucking grab it and throw it in the woods. But now I'm like, hell yeah, give me the Capri Suns and the fucking Nature Valley bars.
I don't know, man. When a fucking king size bar, you were the man. If you in your bag had a king size candy bar, that was the ultimate value trade.
No tradesies.
I was gonna say, I think
The best was, I think I know what you're gonna say.
you were just about to steal my thunder. Is what you were gonna do. Yeah. The best part about trading is the trading after the fact.
Yeah.
And
100%.
man, wow. I used to fucking take advantage of my siblings so much. Specifically my younger sister, because she was too fucking dumb to realize what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like my trades were a little bit skewed one way, kind of thing.
Fucking
like you just came up with some selling points, and then
like Mary, I'll give you this fucking
pack of Gushers for a king size Hershey.
Oh, whoa! Let's not speak ill of Gushers, okay? Gushers are that's like
that's an elite. That's an elite gummy.
If you get Gushers, you are also like kind of a king. I think it goes king size candy bar, Gushers right beneath it.
That's so false.
I know it is.
I used to fucking eat a shitload of Whoppers. You guys remember those? They still
See,
have them.
I get the Whoppers.
Malted
I go,
milk
Mary,
balls.
you want some Whoppers?
Dude,
Whoppers
Give
was
me
the
your
trade.
king size
I
candy bar
love the
for your
Whoppers.
fucking Whoppers.
And everyone hated the Whoppers, so
Whoppers
I was
was
Whopper
the
King
trade.
over here.
Yeah, I enjoyed Whoppers, but man,
Whoppers
bottom
and milk
of the barrel.
duds. Whoppers and milk duds, they got traded.
I gotta tell you something.
Milk
Milk duds,
duds.
they get stuck in your teeth. They're a bitch to eat, but damn, are they good?
No, I
Milk
traded.
duds and Rolos,
Traded.
Rolos are interesting.
little teeny caramel filled or some shit.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
It's an
standard.
OG candy.
It's an
I think.
OG candy.
Yeah.
I have a candy that I'm going to get shit for, but the one candy that I always wanted the most of in my bag was Smarties. I love Smarties.
I'm not gonna give you shit for that.
I remember when I was younger, Colucci.
I thought that was going to go south.
There was this
All right.
phase where Colucci, like, he ran like an illegal drug trade within like the middle school I was at of Smarties because they became dusters and they would all fucking crush up the Smarties and smoke it like cigarettes and blow out Smartie fucking
we
dust.
Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
it wasn't me.
I mean, there was kids in our elementary school that would crush up Smarties and snort them, so I don't think that's any better.
The snort is worse because it's like that's just like I don't know.
Yeah, but what
just
happens
trying
when
to
you
do
light a
cocaine.
Smartie on fire?
No, you never lit it.
Oh, you
just,
don't fucking smoke it, Will.
Oh.
You crush them up, and then you suck them in through the tube, and it's like dust.
And you get like all sugar down your throat and you blow it out.
Yeah.
I was running a ring.
I don't know why kids are fucking stupid. They don't get it.
There's a soda ring that used to get run around our school. In middle school, we didn't have sodas like at our school, so a couple kids would bring in sodas and sling them for money. And it was actually Cambia who's appeared on this podcast before, and he got busted one day. He had to give all the money back.
Oh, I do remember that actually.
Slang and pop.
I think I was there amongst him.
I think you were slinging soda. Yeah, I used to be the buyer. I would buy like.
Well, Colucci, you can imagine as like
Big Pepsi guy back
an
then,
addict
too,
in
yeah.
the cafeteria,
God.
unable to get his fix, just like fidgeting around like Pepsi. Where's my Pepsi?
We had soda machines in our school, even ice cream machines for a while, and then they got rid of all of them and put in like health drinks and shit.
Yeah,
That's exactly what happened to us.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that was a big I don't think that was an initiative that happened like from like the federal government or something.
yeah.
Like
For
no more
public
soda in
schools, they
schools,
took
public
out
schools. Yeah.
sodas.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, that's gonna wrap up the Halloween segment. I think we've been going for long enough here. I think we're gonna take off here.
Can I share one joke with you guys?
absolutely.
Go
It's
for it.
very short, literally one liner. And I did not get this from online, and you can probably find it online, but this was a word of mouth joke. All right.
Okay.
How do you stop a bagel?
You put a hole in it.
You put locks on it.
How do you stop a bagel?
That's good. No, that's good. I like that. Do you know what locks are?
No.
Salmon.
Oh, it's what they call breakfast
Oh.
salmon. You put salmon on it. No, that's good.
All right, I got to laugh. All right, it was a delayed
No,
laugh.
that
but
was
I'll
good.
tell you.
That was cute. That was a nice little bagel.
It was a bagel
Flavor
joke from
Town
Bagel,
joke.
yeah.
I actually did have a joke, but I don't know if it would go over well.
You want to get it out?
You want to get it out?
I have one.
Maybe
written, too.
we'll do this. Why don't we can we start the podcast with a fucking hilarious joke next week? Can
We'll start with stand up.
pent up stand up? We come out with the best joke we can possibly.
Yeah, because I have something prepared, but I want to workshop it a little bit more.
Me too. I agree.
All
Okay.
right.
All right, so next week we'll open up a stand up. Everybody have a happy and safe Halloween weekend. Thank you so much for listening. Share with your friends and family. Please rate, subscribe, and review. And have a wonderful Halloween weekend.
See ya.